Live from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, it's the GHSA Football Championship for the AAA classification. Today's title matchup features the undefeated Red Elephants of Gainesville, who are 14-0 on the season, and they will meet the Trojans of Peach County, who are also undefeated at 14-0, getting set for this AAA matchup. And we welcome you upstairs in the booth here inside the Georgia Dome. Charles Ward alongside Atlanta Falcons legend Jeff Van Note, and John Nelson will join us momentarily from sideline. Jeff, we talk about this AAA matchup this afternoon. It features two teams that have a very balanced attack offensively and both extremely stingy on defense. What's going to separate them this afternoon?
Well, Charles, you're right. Both offenses, they compile about 4,000 yards each this year. Nice blend of running and passing. They're good defensive teams, allowing only about 8 points a game. So whoever maybe comes out and establishes control of the line of scrimmage, offense and defense, hopefully both, will walk away with a win tonight. That
line of scrimmage will be important for the Red Elephants of Gainesville in order to get the quarterback Blake Sims off to a good start.
Well, Blake Sims is a do-all type of quarterback. A wonderful thrower, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, averages 7 yards a rush, taking kickoffs back, taking punch back, caught 3 passes for touchdowns. He is a player to watch, a key player that you have to stop.
On the other side of the ball for the Red Elephants, Thomas Spragg at the linebacking position should provide a big key for them this afternoon.
Well, he will. They've got a couple of good linebackers in that 34, and Thomas Spragg sticks out, 171 tackles. You've got to be tackling people before the game and after the game to run those kind of numbers up. He'll be all over the field.
The head coach of the Red Elephants is Bruce Miller. He is in his 8th campaign at Gainesville. We caught up with him earlier in the week, and here are his thoughts about what we can expect to see from the Red Elephants in this championship game.
Offensively, we're spread 5 wides, 4 wides, 3 wides. Sometimes we'll get into a 2-back set, but we will very seldom go under center. We believe in spreading the ball around. Defensively, we're 3-4. We may send 7, we may send 2. We may not send any, but we are attack oriented on defense, and that's basically our scheme of things of what we try to do.
And Jeff, that Red Elephants offense, the highest scoring team in all classifications in the state, might do the Trojans well to put up a good offense themselves in order to keep their offense off the field.
Trojans feature a nice drop-back quarterback, Patrick Taylor. He'll run some, but that's not his forte, and he's averaging, I think, 18 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That's a great ratio for a quarterback. He's a key today.
Defensively for the Trojans of Peach County, they'll get a lot of push from Kelsey Lewis.
Well, you're going to like watching the way they go about their business on defense, a lot of the 34. And Kelsey Lewis will have to tie up some offensive linemen, have to make some plays at that line of scrimmage to keep that attack under control.
Peach County, of course, head coached by Chad Campbell. He is in his 3rd campaign at Peach County. We caught up with him earlier in the week as well. And here are his thoughts about what you can expect from the Trojans this afternoon.
Well, offensively, we're multiple eye, multiple formations, multiple motions, and but we base everything eye to eye. We try to be balanced on offense, run and pass wise. Like to spread the ball around to quite a few people. So offensively, we're kind of multiple and a little bit of West Coast in there involved in it, but we like to spread the ball around and run the ball and throw the ball kind of equally, and so we try to be balanced and 50-50, and we've pretty much done that this year and done a good job of spreading the ball around.
As this championship game unfolds, our 3rd member of the broadcast team will roam the sidelines to provide all the details. That's John Nelson. And Nelly, I understand that there's a possibility of a lot of firsts in this AAA contest.
Could have a lot of first evers go by the wayside. Good afternoon, Charles, to you. And note, let's start with Gainesville. Gainesville could get their first ever state title in the GHSA era. They claim one from 1925. In championship games since 1950, they are 0 for 5. Losing their last 4 by a total of 18 points under legendary head coach Bobby Gruen. It also could be Bruce Miller's first as a head coach. Flip side, to Peach County, Chad Campbell has some as an assistant coach under Rance Gillespie and Rodney Walker 2005 and 2006. It would be his first as a head coach, but if he gets his, he joins his brother Lee, and they would be the first brothers to get state championships as head coaches as well. Chad Campbell on his right hand, he broke out that 2006 championship ring. He breaks it out for special occasions, guys. Let's see just how special this day really will be.
And thanks, John. Coming up, it's the AAA championship between the Red Elephants of Gainesville and the Trojans of Peach County. Both undefeated, but only one will remain that way. Kickoff is just ahead on GPB. Welcome back, everybody, inside of the Georgia Dome. The atmosphere is already at a frenzied level here as the Red Elephants of Gainesville and the Trojans of Peach County, both undefeated, vying for the AAA championship. Good representation of crowds from both schools as you see the Trojans of Peach County making it onto the artificial surface here inside of the Georgia Dome.
Charles, you're right. It is a nice crowd. I'm sorry. And I'm surprised the number of people in the boxes. I see a lot of box levels all around the stadium. They're utilizing them too. You don't usually, usually see that at a Falcon game, obviously, but a nice representation by high school fans.
Trojans of Peach County undefeated on the season. Head coach Chad Campbell doing a fine job with that program, getting them undefeated this year after 2 8-3 back-to-back seasons, his first 2 campaigns in Peach County. Take a look at the road to the Georgia Dome. We will start with the Red Elephants of Gainesville. First round, big winners over Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe, 42-0. Dunwoody next. Then they got Cairo, 32-16. That was a big hurdle for them. And in a tight ball game in the semifinals against Flowery Branch, they won it 29-21. And now for the Trojans of Peach County, they got Spalding in the first round, Washington County in the second, and a big contest at St. Pius. They won it 21-14 on the road, that one in overtime. And then they beat Eastside in the semis by that same score, 21-14. So that's how both teams got here. And we are set to tell the story about how one of these teams wins the title. It'll be the Trojans kicking it away first. Rustin Evat to kick it. Blake Sims stands deep for the Red Elephants. Glad you could join us for our coverage on GPB. And we are underway. Kicking it away from Sims, but he'll circle under it near the 2. Near the 10. Tie it up and hit hard there near the 10-yard line. Cassius Hall for the Trojans on the stop. As a quarterback, Blake Sims, he just returned the football. He'll go under center, over 2,000 yards in the air, 27 touchdowns. And Jeff, I know you're a big fan of the touchdown-interception ratio. He's got a good one.
He does. I mean, better than 4.5 to 1. You really like what he's been able to do with the ball. But his balance of throwing and running and the things he can do returning the ball, he's an interesting player.
Quick pass out the flat shot over the head of the intended receiver, Terrian Rucker. That one goes incomplete. Just underway here in the Georgia Dome. First possession, Red Elephants. And this is the way they shape it up offensively. Strickland, Stenzel, Kalch, McConnell, and Waters up front for the Red Elephants. It's Smith and Rucker in the backfield. Hamilton and wide out will get the rest after this play. Smith on the carry right side. Not a whole lot there, though. Sanders, another wide out for the... Or Hamilton, another wide out. As you take a look at Hamilton, Jones, and Lorenz, that's the rest of the receiving crew for the Red Elephants of Gainesville. So third down play now. Squaring upfield with the catch is Lorenz. Lorenz headed his tracks at the 20, short of the first down marker. Trojans defensively, it's Williams, Lewis, and another Williams up front. Both of them real good. Kroll, Hall, and Bowman, the linebacking core, that's a good crew as well. Davis, Holt, Johnson, Howard, and Griggs, the rover, gets into a lot of action for the Trojans defensively. Taylor Jones now on the punted away for the Red Elephants. They're coming after it. They didn't get it, though. Jones somehow avoided it. Fair catch called for at the 47-yard line by the Trojans. Howard on the squeeze for Peach County.
Travis Richmond, wonderful job there. The starting tailback, almost with the block. He laid out a little bit late. You got to lay out in front of that ball, and it is an art to blocking punts, but he certainly had the quicks to get back there and put himself in position.
Patrick Taylor, the quarterback for the Trojans, 2,200 plus yards on the season, 18 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions. Trojans from their own 48. Sprint draw left side on the carry is Richmond. Richmond to midfield, up to the 49-yard line, inside of Red Elephant territory. Trojans shaping it up this way offensively. It's Wiggins, Williams, Fields, Age, and Zanders, the men in the trenches. Richmond and Kroll, the running backs for Peach County. It's Zanders, Miller, and Mathis, the receiving crew for the Trojans. Excellent blend they provide of throwing and running the football. It's second down and 7. Taylor, the senior, under center. On the ground. Carry again by Richmond. Not a whole lot on that play, maybe a yard or two. Gainesville up front, it's Hall, Stowe, and Niles. Santabria, Simmons, Johnson, and Sprague, the linebacking crew. They go with 4 back there. Yarborough, Carr, Owens, and Millsap. That's the defensive secondary for Gainesville. And they will be challenged this afternoon. 3rd and 5 now. Trojans at the 47 of the Red Elephants. Taylor to shotgun. Pressure, unloads, has a man near the 37-yard line. It's Miller with the grab. So Miller with his first catch of the ball game. 26 coming into today's contest, averaging 13 yards per grab for the Trojans with 4 touchdowns.
Great job by Patrick Taylor. They blitz Travis Stowe, the linebacker, and it's vacated that position, but the receiver settles down to it. Nice pitch and throw.
From the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They'll string it out right side. On the carry was Kroll. Kroll near the 32-yard line. His first touch of the football game.
34 defense is now seeped down into high schools. It's a unique defense that you like to have your back 8, your 4 linebackers, and your secondary really be able to do a lot of pass coverage, but also to play the run a lot. Very athletic linebackers, very fast, flow to the ball. People want to run at the bubbles a lot of times rather than go wide because they can stretch you out with that 34.
2nd down and 8 now for the Trojans. On the ground, looking for room on the inside is Richmond. Not much there. Red Elephants play that one well.
It's a lot different for your offensive line. You don't face it a lot because the steps and getting to the lineman in front of them or to getting to the second-level linebackers a lot different about how you do your techniques and whatnot. It takes a little getting adjusted to, and I think that's what you're seeing a little bit right now. Peach County trying to get a feel for the run game and the defense.
Officials gathering there at the 30. Didn't see a flag thrown, but there was an assessment coming against the Trojans.
Dead ball, personal foul, offense, remains 2nd down.
Never did see a flag thrown on there.
No, I did not
Referee
see
Chuck
anything.
Adams on that call. Mary McCravey, the umpire. Brad Hobgood, the linesman. Line judge Tim Jackson. Henry Evans, the field judge. And the side judge is Jeff Tidrick. These guys out of the Peach State Football Officiating Association. Glad to have them here in the Georgia Dome. After the assessment, pushes the football back to the 45-yard line. Make it 3rd and 21 now for the Trojans. Taylor, his first, getting set to throw the football. Backside pressure. They'll get a sack on him near midfield. Kevin Hall was chasing, and Hall chases him down.
Kevin Hall's the left defensive end and is getting blocked right now. They're trying to block him with a back. It was number 3, I think, on there, Courtney Mathis, and he stayed after it, though. Patrick Taylor's got to realize he's got to be a little bit of a clock, that there is relentless pressure coming. Get rid of that ball.
Evott now will come on to put it away for the Trojans. Penalties really killing that drive for the Trojans as Sims stands deep. Short kick by Evott. It will take a bounce, though, inside of the 20. And it's down by the Trojans. We'll step out. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. After opening your presents on Christmas Day, check with GPP to see how the holiday is celebrated on the other side of the pond. Rick Steves' European Christmas will bring you a variety of holiday traditions from all over the globe. Join us Christmas Day at 7 p.m. on GPB. We go back to live action now on an inside play. The Red Elephants running up past the 20-yard line near the 22. Carry by Rucker. And Rucker with a good, respectable gain on first down, Jeff. Almost 7 on the pickup.
Well, he's averaged about 8.5 a carry. He's got almost 1,200 yards rushing this year. Very fine back.
Sims squares, fires upfield, got a man there, catch by Lorenz, spins his way up near the 36-yard line. First down for the Red Elephants.
Hurry up offense. Tight end just settles down on a little bit of a curl route. Easy pitch and catch.
Chains gets set, play gears up. Shotgun, Sims. Gives it straight ahead on the carry. It's Smith. And Smith works it up to the 40. Red Elephants with that low huddle trying to quicken the pace here. They face a second down and 6. And we are at 5:50 remaining in this first quarter. On the carry left side, it's Rucker this time. Rucker up near the 43-yard line. They're going to be about 3-4 yards shy of that first down marker.
Charles, there were 8 Peach County players in on that tackle. I know that sounds hard, but they fly to the ball. They're not big, but they had 8 guys who got in there on that tackle.
Sims on a third down. Here comes pressure at the line of scrimmage. Sims rolling right side. Got a man behind the coverage, but lofts it high into the air here in the dome, and it goes incomplete. Chris West was down behind the coverage. But you talk about getting air up under a football, Jeff.
Well, nice arm. I mean, I think it was Ricky Ray who was pressuring Blake Sims, and he's able to move around. You're showing a little bit of mobility there, and a nice arm throwing on the run. But tough to make this completion.
West was a good 5-10 yards separated from the defenders on that play, as Taylor Jones now gets set to kick it away. They were coming at it. Jones got it airborne. High, short kick by Jones. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line by Darian Howard for the Trojans. And the Trojans back to the offensive side of the field. Every championship game this weekend is also being streamed live on the GPB website. Log on at gpb.org/football. And every game will also be archived for viewing in the next few days. That site again is gpb.org/football. First and 10 for the Trojans. On the ground, middle of the field, Richmond with the carry. Richmond to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 15 on the inside by the Trojans. Yarbrough and Carr on the stop, but Richmond with a big run from scrimmage. On the season, over 900 yards on the ground for Travis Richmond.
It's a nice heavy offensive line to your right. Just a straight handoff, sort of a dive play. Good blocking by the center Zanders and the right guard Ages.
First and 10. They'll pitch it right side. Looking for room at the corner is Johnson. Now Brandon Johnson runs it into Red Elephant territory near the 48-yard line. Johnson on the season, 53 carries for over 400 yards. Per carry average of over 8.
Well, this is just a toss, and you're trying to get everybody right to seal off the outside. You got a really fine block on Alberto Sanabria by Howard West, the receiver. Nice job of position blocking.
Second down and 3 for the Trojans. They'll go short side of the field. Got a hit there, the carry by Richmond. Boy, he got nailed in his tracks there. Good search by the Red Elephants up front.
Well, your free safety involved in that play for Gainesville. That's Tevin Yarbrough, number 19. Classic tackle. Nice shoulder tackle. Oop, a little bit of head in there. Keep that head out of there, Kevin.
Stood him up, though. Yarborough on the stop. 3rd down and 2 now for the Trojans of Peach County. Left side. Carry is Richmond. Richmond breaks free, gets the first down for the Trojans. Yarborough on the stop, but after the first down pickup.
This is 2 days in a row I've seen unbalanced line a lot. Peach County's using a lot. To your right, you hope you get a little bit of adjustment on the defensive line. They move over and open up a little hole. This is just a straight handoff or a stretch play. So seal the inside and maybe get the guys flowing outside, and Richmond's doing a nice job of picking a hole.
1st and 10 from the 40 of the Red Elephants. Trojans with the football. They go spread draw right side. This time it's Kroll working it upfield, and Kroll gets it to the 35. The first down runs are the pickups by the Trojans, really aiding their offense at this point, Jeff. They're making a real comfortable 2nd and 3rd down.
Yeah, they've had the better field position both times here. 48 now and the 30 with the start, but you can see they're trying to crank up their run game, and they're trying to spread out this Gainesville defense and find a hole. Kroll more of the hammer, more of the short yardage back, more of the power back, giving Richmond a little bit of a rest.
2nd down and 5 now from the 34. Play fake. Throwing back to the other side of the field. Taylor. Catch is made by Zanders. Zanders inside the 30 now to the 29-yard line, and that is enough for the Trojan first down.
You know, both nights I thought maybe they had to adjust to this size of this arena rather than a high school field, being indoors and all, especially on these bubble screens. That is a perfect throw by Patrick Taylor. Nice job.
Come out, Gainesville, the first.
Also a nice job by Simmons coming up and making the sure tackle.
Zanders, 38 catches on the season, average over 20 yards per catch, over 700 yards in the air with the 7 touchdowns. 2:05 left here in the first quarter, a quick moving first quarter. Gainesville down to 2 timeouts after burning one there. Peach County with still 3. We caught up with Coach Miller from Gainesville to get his thoughts about what's special about this year's team.
Well, I think the thing that makes this team special is the closeness and the chemistry that has been developed among the team. They don't seem to care who gets the credit. We've played 14 games, and it's been a different star almost every game, and they just don't seem to. They just get along well. They go out to eat together. They do a lot of things together. They seem to care about each other so much, and I think the closeness is what has gotten us where we are.
Peach County with the football. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of the Red Elephants under Coach Bruce Miller. Taylor under center. They'll go right side on the ground. Slicing back to the inside is Richmond. Richmond works it down near the 22-yard line. That's about a 6 or 7 yard pickup on that play by the Trojans.
Could have been a bigger play. A.J. Johnson, the linebacker, backside inside linebacker in flow. He's in good position, though. Comes in to make that tackle. 6'3", 230. He doesn't overrun the play. He sort of just stays there, and he's able to come back and get a nice tackle on Richmond before he breaks it loose.
Trojans get 6 on the previous. They face a 2nd and 4 now. On the ground, Richmond left side. To the sideline, he's got the corner. Richmond inside the 10. Finally shoved out of bounds near the 4-yard line. Carr made the touchdown-saving tackle for the Red Elephants. Trojans showing a lot of quickness, Jeff.
Well, Richmond's outstanding here. He makes a couple of people miss, and then he gets to the sideline and just turns it up. It's a nice touchdown-saving tackle, but it's Richmond's running. He ran out of 2 tackles.
Richmond at 50 yards already in this first quarter of action. So we go 1st and goal to go now. They say he stepped out at the 7. Taylor, Kroll, a lone setback. They'll give it to Kroll. He slices back to the inside, may have gotten a yard. Taylor Stowe on the stop for the Red Elephants. Red Elephants only giving up 8 points per ball game on average throughout the course of the year. You see them locking heads there. Stowe with 82 tackles on the season. 13 of those for losses with 5 sacks. Second and goal to go. No gain on the previous play by Kroll. Taylor elects to go shotgun. Roll right side, raises, fires, and it goes incomplete. Down near the 2-yard line. Pass was intended for Lamar Zanders.
He has to throw that ball a little bit quicker than he wants. Santabria, the outside linebacker, is going to be in his face. And so he's got to get, first of all, he's got to get the ball over Santabria. Nice job of getting in the air and making him loft that ball a little bit more than he wanted to.
Taylor peering to the sideline to get the call from the coaching staff. Trojans trying to get the first score of this AAA championship ballgame. They face a 3rd down and goal to go from the 7 of the Red Elephants. Taylor rolls right side. Now tries to cut back, slips down, and goes down at the 15-yard line. He was trying to come back the other way to see if there was something on the backside. And Stowe was able to get him down on the surface near the 15.
Well, Stowe is not a real big defensive end, 5'10", 195, but he's got a lot of effort here. Has 5 sacks coming into this game, and he's not going to be denied, at least forcing Taylor to the ground.
So now Evott will come on to try a field goal. This will be a 32-yard effort for the Trojans. They get it down. Evott with the kick. No trouble with the distance. Was he accurate? Yes, he was. So the Trojans score first. They convert the field goal with no time remaining at the end of the first quarter. Peach County leads it 3-0 over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. Into the second quarter we go. Trojans of Peach County take a 3-0 lead into it after a 32-yard field goal by Rustin Evott, capping a 12-play, 55-yard drive that consumed over 5 minutes for that Peach County offense. And Jeff, right now, the Trojans doing what we talked about in the pregame. Their good offense is keeping the Red Elephants, their offense, off the field.
Well, they've had the field position, the 48-yard line and the 30, and the penalty hurt them on that very first drive, and 40. That time, that was a nice drive, bogged down as they got down close, and Gainesville has had poor field position both possessions.
Kickoff coming down to one of the up men. It'll be Santabria on the cover, but Santabria nailed near the 15-yard line. Wicked stop by Cassius Hall, his second of this first half.
Well, that sticks out, doesn't it? A guy like that coming down and making 2 stops inside the 20 on the kickoff return team.
Hall with 48 tackles on the season, 4 for black losses, and 2 sacks. But the sophomore doing a great job early here in this AAA championship ball game. So Sims and the Red Elephants now back on offense, starting from their own 16-yard line. Red Elephants, 8 plays for 34 yards total offense in that first quarter. Quick hitting pass out in the flats to Jones. Jones works the sidelines, goes out of bounds near the 32-yard line. That's a good play from scrimmage for the Red Elephants.
There's nice blocking out here by his 2 complimentary wide receivers, and Lawrence and Taryn Rucker both do a nice job of sealing off their defender. Pick up nice yardage.
Jones with his 3rd catch of the ball game. They keep it now. Sims does on the keeper, works it past the 40 up near the 42-yard line. Good ball fake by Blake Sims and a good run. Griggs on the stop for the Trojans. And Sims close to that first down. They'll say it's first down.
Staying with that hurry-up offense, too, Charles. They can't wait till the official spots it.
And we saw an assessment last night in the AA championship ball game where the offense got up there too soon before the officials were set, and they hit them with a penalty.
No, that's the first time I've ever seen that. It must be a high school rule, I would think. I don't think I've ever seen it called in the pros or college.
They're going to call for a measurement here on the run by Sims.
You don't see many high school teams run hurry-up offense either.
That shot by our camera crew, right on top of it. So are the Red Elephants. They'll have the first down.
Really have to have awareness of what's going on as an offensive team. You're getting the play from the sidelines and the linemen and what. Everybody's looking around, and then the execution. It's very difficult.
That's probably one of the reasons that a lot of teams don't run it.
And they feel they got the right man in Blake Sims to run theirs.
Sims, a senior, already committed to the University of Alabama.
Gotta get a shorter towel. He's got too long a towel on.
Sims looking to his left. Now he'll try to run it upfield. And that's a good cover play there by the Trojans up front. Thought he saw a crease in there, but they close it off well.
Well, they had Tyrone Smith out, and they had West out, and one other receiver. And you're right, it was nice downfield coverage by Peach County, and then they really swarmed when they felt Sims was going to run.
Second down and 11. Sims over the top, got a man circling. Catch is made by Jones. Jones chased out of bounds near the 49-yard line, short of the first down marker. And Jones coming back onto the field limping as he goes through the Red Elephant sideline. 7 catches, 52 yards for Talia Jones. 2 touchdowns. Taylor Jones, fine performance for the Red Elephants. They'll keep it on the ground this time with the carry is Smith on the inside and bottled up there by that Trojan defense. Quick hitting play to Smith. Comes short of the first down marker. Players want Coach Miller and the rest of the coaching staff to give them the chance to go for it here on a 4th and 1. Coach Miller swinging a play.
A lot of time.
And listen at the crowd here in the Dome. They're going to pooch kick it. Sims kicks it behind the coverage. It'll hit at the 10 and roll into the end zone. Not a bad idea by the coaching staff of the Red Elephants. It'll go over to the Trojans. 1st and 10 now for the Trojans. Back on offense. Rolling. Nice play fake by Taylor. Taylor fires. Got a man there at the 20. Catch is made by Miller. Miller still on his feet, working to the 35-yard line. How about the second effort by Isaiah Miller on that grab?
Well, this is a nice play. They've been running the ball well with the stretch play. They fake it. Everybody, the line all going to the one side. Taylor rolling left. And he finds him wide open. And a missed tackle, and able to pick up maybe another 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, another miss coming right there. Ran right past one of the would-be tacklers for that first down run. Football now at the 34-yard line. They'll stack it short side of the field and run it that way. Carry by Richmond. Richmond up near the 37-yard line for Peach County. Trojans, winners of state titles in 2005 and 2006 at the AAA level. And you heard John allude to it in its pregame opening that the Red Elephants claim a 1925 state title. 2nd down and 7 now for the Trojans. Short drop by Taylor. Taylor got a man upfield. The catch is made by Zanders. Zanders with another second effort pushed the pack to the 45-yard line, and they'll put him up at the 46, more than enough for the Trojan first down.
Getting about a 5 or 7 yard cushion from Justin Owens, the cornerback's going to give him a little bit of room. Doesn't want to run by him, but just a little quick slant. Not a well thrown ball, a little bit behind him, but he makes a nice grab of it. 8
minutes left in this first half. Zanders with a good catch, as you indicate, Jeff. and still fighting after the grab for the first down. Timeout taken by the Trojans of Peach County.
Timeout, Peach County, they're first.
Face a 1st and 10 with 7:52 left in this first half. We will step out as well. 3-0 lead for Peach County over the Red Elephants. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. Trojans lead at 3-0 over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. 7:52 left in this first half of football. It's viewers like you that help make the live broadcast of these games possible as we go right side with the carry by Richmond. Richmond fights his way up inside of Red Elephant territory near the 43-yard line. As he runs it for another first down, you can show your support by becoming a member of Georgia Public Broadcasting simply by calling one of the numbers on your screen or visit our website at gpb.org. And thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting. Football now at the 43-yard line. Trojans been extremely impressive in this first half of football. Extended eye behind Taylor. Spread draw left side. Kroll looking for room at the outside, but the Elephants play it well there. Gang tackled by 3 of them. Sprague leading the charge.
Well, that's the way you want to play defense. You want to play it on their side of the line of scrimmage if you're playing this 34. If you just latch on to somebody, they're going to just run and stretch you. This is a great job, first of all, by Travis Stowe as he gets in there. I'm sorry, 56, not Travis Stowe. 56 is it is Taylor Stowe, and getting off a block, but then getting the linebackers to get some penetration. You let them latch on to you, they're going to stretch that play and then break it up for some good yardage.
Second down and 11 now. After the good defensive work by the Red Elephants. Taylor looking right, fires out in the flats. It's Kroll with the catch, and Kroll near the 41-yard line. Pick up about 3 on the reception for the Trojans.
Kroll and Isaiah Miller both out there. Isaiah Miller drawing most of the coverage as Kroll sort of slips out a little bit late and just settles down.
Interesting storyline on Kroll. We were trying to gather information on the Trojans throughout the course of the week. And our Lisa Weiss found him on the Facebook and interacted with him on Facebook. He gave us some real good insight onto the Trojan football team.
Yeah.
Third down and 8 now. Taylor in shotgun, looking left. Here comes the pressure. He unloads. Got a man there. Good defensive play by the Red Elephants. They knock it out of there. It was intended for Zanders downfield. And one of the cover men with a great play, Justin Owens going and batting that football out.
Get a full blitz this time from Gainesville. They're really coming after him. They want to throw the ball before he's ready. Does a nice job of sitting there talking about Patrick Taylor because there's a guy in his face late.
That's NFL style there, Jeff.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Good secondary coverage.
So now Evott to kick it. Sims stands at the 15. Evott with the kick. Sims calling fair catch, squeezes it near the 9-yard line. That's where the Red Elephants go back on offense. We were talking about the Red Elephants claiming that 1925 title. Went back and did a little bit of research on that with Jeff. Marist also with a good season in that 1925 year. They didn't really declare anybody that went on it. Just anybody that had the best record, they just kind of anointed that. Marist with an equal record as the Red Elephants, but they elected not to be considered for championship status. So we won't say that it went to the Red Elephants by default because they did go at the 7-1 season that year. Red Elephants on the ground up near the 12-yard line. It's Rucker on the carry for Gainesville.
That's some deep research, 1925. I myself didn't have much interest in football until the 60s. That's my point of reference, mostly.
Game's been around a while, though. We've had a shot at.
That's a grand game. It's a great game, really.
Second down and 8 now. Sims runs it left side, turns his back to the defense as he works it up near the 15.
You know, after the game, watching these young men celebrate and the joy of being champions, that is something that's very thrilling. Disappointing for the other team, but a great effort by both teams, and then somebody's going to be champion, somebody's not.
Indeed, and to have it take place in this venue just really takes it to another level in terms of the remembrance of it and how significant it really is.
You're right.
3rd and 5. Sims, short roll right side. Now fires upfield. Pass goes incomplete. He was trying to get it out there to Tyson Smith in space, but Sims with too much zip on it. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, I think a little misread by both Sims and Tyson Smith. I'm not sure if Sims felt like Tyson was going to keep running, but he sort of settled down right there, just stopped, and he let him a little bit with the ball. They've had a tough road as far as field position, talking about Gainesville, and Peach County's doing a nice job of containing them and maintaining that field position.
Johnson stands deep. Good kick there by Jones over Johnson's head. It'll bounce near the 35-yard line and roll inside of the 30. That was an excellent punt by Taylor Jones.
That'll change field position a little bit for you. That'll get you a little bit out of a hole.
Indeed. You know, the Trojans really counting on the fact that they had them pinned down so deep there that they were going to get good field position on this possession.
You're right.
4:06 left first half. Peach County clinging to a 3-0 lead. 1st and 10 now. They'll start this drive from their own 28-yard line. Taylor back under center. Inside play to give the handoff to Richmond. Richmond slices to the right side. May have found a yard, but not much more.
It's the old sneak play. You're trying to trick them a little bit. Give it to the first man through and keep going with your play action and your motions, and hopefully the linebackers are reading you and not reading that first handoff. That time, Gainesville, a nice job of stuffing it.
Pick up on the 3, though, on the play by Richmond. So make it 2nd and 7. Taylor short drop. Same route before. This time Sanders makes the catch. Up past the 40 to the 43-yard line. A.J. Johnson on the stop for the Red Elephants. They went back to that route where Justin Owens made the good defensive play on the previous possession. Sanders with a good grab there.
Well, they feel like it's stealing sometimes, coaches, quarterbacks, and wide receivers. If you're laying off them enough cushion, just run the quick slant, see what you can get with it. And that's the 2nd completion they've made on that against Gainesville.
To the 43 and a 1st down for the Trojans. They pitch it right side. Looking for room is Johnson. Johnson squeaks ahead near midfield. Just enough crease to step through and pick up about 7. Sprague on the stop for the Red Elephants.
Once again, everybody's just going right, student body right almost. Everybody's stretching to the right. And let Johnson make an idea where he wants to pick a hole. Just got to keep running. You got to be in great shape for offensive linemen. They're not going to be huge offensive linemen either.
2nd down and 3. We're at 2:20 left first half. Straight drop Taylor. Pumps once down. Looking upfield. Here comes the pressure. Still at sideline. Now raises. Fires downfield. Coming back for the football. Catches made near the 13-yard line by Sanders. Sanders inside of the 10. Down at the 9. Yarborough on the coverage. But good work downfield by Sanders, recognizing exactly what he needs to do in that situation.
Well, they had a lot of time. Patrick Taylor is running around back there. He wanted to stop and go to the left side for Richmond the first time. Instead, he rolls to the right. You see Sanders down there. That's man coverage. That's a nice job of Sanders adjusting to the ball, coming back for the ball. DB was not in bad coverage.
Indeed.
Big play.
1st goal to go now from the line of the Red Elephants. Sprint draw. They go left side. Kroll looking for room. He's got some. Back to the inside. Touchdown, Trojans. 9-yard touchdown run by Kroll.
There it is, stretch left. This is just a nice job by Kroll. He's got 17 touchdowns on the year. He's usually their short yardage and touchdown back. They didn't find Richmond until maybe a little late in the season, and he is their big play guy now. But Kroll is a tough, hard-nosed, north-south type runner.
Rustin Evott now on to try the point after. Evott drives it through, and Peach County with 1:39 left in this first half. They build on their lead. They led it 10-0 now over the Red Elephants. Kroll on the sprint draw left side. Waited well for that play to develop and runs it in for the touchdown. Another look at it. As you indicate, Kroll there, a short distance runner, but there takes it in from 9 yards away.
He's got some niftiness to him, though. He stepped out of a couple of tackles, too, breaking it back to the inside. What do you have? He averaged 6 yards a carry this year, 101 carries.
5-play, 72-yard drive, Jeff, there for the Trojans. 2 minutes, 27 seconds off the clock. In Lisa's Facebook conversation with Kroll, he said that his family is his biggest fan base. They've been supporting him all year long, says his team is very close. Kroll, incidentally, an honor student at Peach County, 17th in his class. Evott set to kick. Sims still stands back deep to receive. They'll pooch kick this one away from Sims. Fair catch by Taylor Jones near the 28-yard line. Take a look at the possessions for the Red Elephants. First possession, 3 and 8, three plays, 8 yards, punt, 5 plays, 26 yards, a punt, 5 plays, 35 yards, a punt, and 3 plays for 5 yards, a punt. That's not exactly how Coach Miller had envisioned this going first half.
No, you're right, Charles. I think this might be their best field position, though, in the first half, right here at the 28-yard line. They've been operating inside of the 20. Let's see if they can wheel and deal. Blake Sims needs to have the ball in his hand a lot.
Shotgun for Sims. Surveys. He'll tuck and run. Sims up the gut he goes. Now slices left to the 36-yard line. Bernard Williams on the stop for the Trojans. Pickup of 7 on that play by Blake Sims. Hitch pass out the flats. Catch is made at the corner. Lorenz with the grab, but he's wrapped up immediately and may have been pulled out behind the line of scrimmage, Jeff.
Well, that is a great, sure tackle. Colby Hicks? No, I'm sorry. Darian Howard. Darian Howard avoids the block. Very sure, fine tackle.
Good wrap up by Howard. Whistles at the line of scrimmage before the play gets off. Timeout was taken by the Trojans of Peach County before that play.
Peach County, their second.
Just 44 seconds remaining in the first half. Obviously, Coach Campbell not want to take any chances here. Must have seen something he thought was awry with the defense. We caught it, which Coach Campbell had got his thoughts about what's special about his gang for Peach County this year, and hear his thoughts.
Well, you know, we thought going into the season early on, we thought this could be a special group. And, you know, throughout the year, we've been pretty healthy, and our kids have fought through a little bit of adversity through the year. But, you know, this group, they just don't want to lose. And, you know, they've had their backs against the wall this year a couple of times, and you find out a little bit about the kids when their backs pushed up against the wall. And our kids have really fought through some things and just don't refuse to lose, and it's got us this point so far in this season. And you know, it's been a pleasure to coach these young men. They really been fun to be around.
Coach Campbell and his Trojans leading at 10-0 just before the intermission. Sims shotgun, looking right, up the middle he goes with the pass. Catch is made on the run by Jones. Jones near the 46-yard line.
Well, that's the second time today we've seen Jones run a crossing pattern. First time it was all the way across the field almost. This time it's a deep in route, and he looks good doing that.
This time they keep it on the ground with the carry. It's Rucker. Rucker to midfield for the Red Elephants. 26 seconds left in the first half.
Timeout.
Coming up at half, you take a look at that Red Elephant, the big red machine from Gainesville, the marching Trojans from Peach County as well. Principal interviews coming your way. Of course, we'll have the first half highlights and the Georgia EMC halftime stats coming your way. That's all at the break, which is 26 seconds away.
This first half has flown by.
Oh, it really has. Really has.
Well, you've seen Peach County keeps the ball on the ground a lot, and they've had control of the ball with that ground attack. Little mix and match a little bit on Gainesville's offense. They just they're struggling a little bit getting into some kind of rhythm on offense. They very talented group, and you know, just reading about the players that are going to go, have committed already to colleges, and very celebrated. Certainly this quarterback, Blake Sims, a do-all type of a quarterback. I mean, that's where this game's going to rest right now for Gainesville, probably the rest of the way.
They face a 2nd and 6 at midfield. Sims in shotgun with the snap. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now raises, fires, and threw it high. Was trying to get it to Jones on a crossing route, but Sims just threw that one high.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time, Charles. They're only rushing 3. They're dropping 8. So you need that time to allow people to find some holes in that zone. And there were a couple there, but he tried to throw it on the run instead of maybe setting his feet for just a second. The ball sailed back.
3rd down and 6 now for the Red Elephants. Would love to get something on the board before the intermission. Well, that's what Coach Miller is thinking, but he's got 20 seconds to work with to try to make that happen. Shotgun, Sims slots either side. Looking to his right. Now he'll run it left side. Sims got a block at the corner, now slides out of bounds. They'll mark him out near the 40-yard line with 12 seconds left. That's enough for a Red Elephant first down.
Good decision making. You know they're dropping 8. You know they're going to protect the goal line. There's 3 guys back there, so there's a lot of room once you get past that first level. Blake Sims does a nice job of getting out of bounds, getting his clock stopped with time.
Shotgun now from the 39. 12 seconds remaining. Sims in the pocket. Got a man behind the coverage, but underthrown. It was Jones near the 20. I don't know if anybody hit that football or not, Jeff. Sims may just not have gotten enough on it.
I think you're right. I think it just came out kind of funny. They were trying to, there's a little bit of a zone over there. Number 7, LeBrandon Johnson in the short part, and 31, John Tavius, Davis deep, and he's wide open if he can get the ball to Jones, but I think it just came out a little funny.
7 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for the Red Elephants from the 39. Likely our final play of the first half. Sims in the pocket. Looking to the end zone. Now flushed left. Got a man behind the coverage, but has to toss it high. That was good secondary coverage by the Trojans at the sideline. So the Red Elephants come away with nothing on that final drive. And the Trojans of Peach County take a 10-0 lead into the intermission. Coach Chad Campbell's got to be real pleased with what his Trojans have done in this first half. Let's see what John Nelson says about that. John.
Down here with Coach Campbell, you had the yards, you were getting time of possession, you finally broke through with the score late in the second.
Yeah, that was big. Going in, we wanted to control the football, and we did a good job punching in at their end late in that quarter right there. Offensive line's playing real well right now. If we can continue to do that, we're going to be fine.
Defensively, once again, you're keeping Gainesville's high-powered offense. Everything's in front of your guys so far.
Yeah, and that's the game plan. Don't give up the big play, and so far our guys are doing a good job with that. We just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half. Injury update. Randolph Williams, starting lineman, out with a rib injury.
And 3, the Trojans lead it at the intermission over the Red Elephants. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB.
Sims.
Welcome back inside of the Georgia Dome. We are live at the intermission. Trojans of Peach County leading the Red Elephants of Gainesville 10-0 at the break. And right now, the Big Red Machine from Gainesville is performing here for the fans inside the Georgia Dome. Big Red Machine, directed by Lawrence Miller. Drum majors, Stacy Young and Angela Wang. 163 strong. Performance title tonight, a rock and roll medley featuring music of the Fall Out Boys, the Scorpions, the Eagles, AC/DC, and Bon Jovi. So let's go down, take a listen. Big Red Machine continues to perform here in the Georgia Dome. Our John Nelson stands by with the principal from Gainesville High, Chris Vance. John.
Thank you, Charles. Here with Mr. Mance. And the biggest thing that you wanted to talk to me about when we talked earlier in the week was the diversity success that you're having down there at Gainesville High School.
Well, as you know, we're a Title I distinguished school, one of only 2 schools in the state of Georgia, and we celebrate diversity. Our school, like for instance this week, we've had numerous kids coming back to our school, buying tickets. Our diversity, we're 44% Hispanic, but our kids get along great, and it's a great experience for our community. Our school reflects America.
How many different nationalities are currently attending Gainesville High School? And when you're talking about that kind of diversity, I guess it's a good challenge for the Gainesville staff.
Well, we've probably got 9 different nationalities represented, and it is a great challenge for our staff. We, despite our diversity, we still are in the top 10 in test scores and things of those natures. So we're doing great. We're a well-rounded school, as you can see. Athletically, our football team's in the state championship game. Our boys basketball team was in the Final Four last year, so we're excited about being a well-rounded school.
All right. Mr. Mance, thanks for your time. Let's send it back upstairs to Charles.
Thank you, John, and to Principal Mance. At the intermission, his team trails 10-0 to the Trojans of Peach County. We'll step out and be back with more. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. And welcome back, everybody, inside of the Georgia Dome at the intermission. It's the Trojans of Peach County with a 10-0 lead over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. Right now, the marching Trojans from Peach County High School performing here inside the Georgia Dome. They are directed by Darren Johnson. Drum major is Glenessa Turner. 120 members, and this band has gained superior ratings in all festivals participated in the last 2 years, so you should enjoy what you see here at halftime. They're performing a salute to Michael Jackson. Songs you'll hear will be Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Remember the Times, I Want to Be Where You Are, Can You Feel It, and The Thriller Melody. Let's go down, take a listen. Trojan band still performing here inside the Georgia Dome. Our John Nelson standing by with the principal of Peach County, Bruce Mackey. Ellie.
Thank you, Charles. Down here with Coach Mackey, now Principal Mackey. Biggest question for you, what's going on this week down at Peach County High School?
Well, you know, with the state championship going on, always big week for us academically, wrapping up the first semester. As most people know, we're on a 4-day school week, and that's been a real change for us this first semester. But our teachers has handled it well. Our students has handled it well academically. We had great test scores on the writing exam and on the Georgia High School graduation test retest, and we're very proud of what we're doing right now. Everybody has bought into the family atmosphere and taken ownership of the student learning and not making excuses about it. Our mission statement is excellence without excuses, and we're just working on that, riding that ship. And we're fantastic. It's a fantastic rural community, and we love what we're doing down there. And I'm very excited about the future of Peach County High School.
You talk about the communities of Byram and Fort Valley getting together on Friday nights. They're getting up here. You've got great support here for the game here tonight. Another great turnout for you.
Yeah, our fans travel well. Fort Valley, a very passionate community, not only about its athletics, but about everything that we do. I love one school towns. Everybody rallies around everybody, and we just love Peach County High School, and they love their Trojans.
Now, as I said before, you're Coach Mackey, now Principal Mackey. Look at things for me from a football perspective a little bit from the first half.
Well, like I say, we just keep plugging along. They are a very exciting ball club. The quarterback is tough, and he looked like he's about to break one in a minute now. But our kids are hanging in there. They're tough, and hopefully we can continue what we do in the second half.
You talk about that, just keep plugging along, keep plugging along. It seems to be the attitude of the school in general, whether it's academics or athletics.
Yeah. We fight like Trojans. Our kids work hard. We make sure we're humble about what we're doing, but at the same time, we're tough, hard-nosed kids, and we love what we're doing, and we love this game of football here.
Thanks for your time, especially here in the middle of the horn section, Charles. Send it back upstairs.
I hope your ears survive. 10-0 lead for the Trojans at the intermission. We take a look now at some of the first half stats and highlights that got us there. The Trojans started it out on the ground as Travis Richmond runs it up the middle for a good ground gainer to get things going. Then they go to the air. Taylor firing out to the flats, and a catch made there by Zanders on the outside for the Trojans to get things moving downfield. And they capped that drive off from a 32-yard distance as Rustin Evott converted on the field goal. It was a 3-0 lead for Peach County at that point. Now on special teams, a big hit there by Cassius Hall as he cashes in on that play. The football back over to the offense now, and Taylor scrambling, found something downfield, and guess who he finds? It's Sanders again, coming back for the football, setting up a touchdown run for the Trojans of Peach County on the ensuing play. Take a look at it here as Kroll runs it in from 9 yards away on the outside, and the point after makes it a 10-0 lead for the Trojans of Peach County over the Red Elephants of Gainesville at the intermission. We take a look now at the Georgia EMC first half stats.
Charles, I mean, just you're looking at Gainesville, they're really not getting their offense on track. There's balance there, 54 rush, 53 pass, but they haven't been able to do anything consistently well against Peach County. Peach County's been able to control the ball. They've been able to run the football well. Both teams, neither one doing a great job converting on third down. But look at the time of possession, 15-38, 31. Keep the ball out of Gainesville's hands.
Trojans 10-0. John Nelson standing by with Coach Miller and Ellie.
Thank you, Charles. Down here with a coach dealing with adversity for the second week in a row.
Well, I just told him we were down 14-0 last week. We're down only down 10-0 this week. We got to face the challenges, and we got to get the ball going. And, we just got to get some more rhythm on offense. The defense has got to.
They're pretty much you in check offensively, keeping everything.
They are. They're keeping everything in front of them. They're doing a good job, and we just got to make some big plays.
Thanks. 2 more quarters.
Coach Miller and John Nelson, we get set for the third quarter. It's a 10-0 lead for the Red Elephants, or for the Trojans of Peach County over the Red Elephants at Gainesville, as we get set to start this second half of football action from the Georgia Dome.
As I was going to make that point about their balance, 54 rush, 54 pass. That's nice when you're playing ahead. I mean, when you're down 10-0, it's a little different story. To have you don't care about how balanced in your offense. You heard Coach Miller just talk about maybe making a big play. They need to get some big plays made, and obviously Peach County and Xanders, Patrick Taylor and Xanders hooked up for a big play that got them in line for their touchdown.
10-0 lead for Peach County in this football. Another half of this one to go. We still have more football action coming your way later tonight on Georgia Public Broadcasting. It's the 5A championship football game featuring the Wildcats of Camden County, coming in at 12-2 on the season. They will beat the always powerful Eagles of Northside. They are 13-1 on the campaign, and that ball game will be live for you here on GPB coming up at 8 o'clock in our continuing coverage. Results from yesterday's action from the Georgia Dome. The Yellow Jackets of Calhoun fall to the Wolves of Beaufort 13-10. The Class 2A champions, Beaufort. In the Quad A division, it was the Gladiators of Clark Central falling to the Patriots of Sandy Creek 29-15. The 4A championship goes to the Patriots of Sandy Creek. In a ball game in the single A classification earlier today, it was the Patriots of Wilcox County defeating the Raiders of Savannah Christian. The final of that one, 30-21. And congratulations to the Wilcox County Patriots for their win at the Class A classification. Weekend of high school football championships on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing here. One more coming as a nightcap as we get set to enter the second half of this AAA contest. That first half, Jeff, a name we called a lot for the Trojans of Peach County, Travis Richmond. Richmond with 11 carries for 67 yards, lending to that balance of the run for the Trojans. And in the air, Xanders with 4 grabs for 68 yards, and Miller with 2 for 27. We get set to start the third. We'll step out here. 10-0 lead for the Trojans. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. We get set to start the third. Red Elephants to kick it away. Charles Ward, Jeff Van Note, and John Nelson with the play call in this AAA state final football game as Perez kicks it away this time. And it'll be Xanders on the return for the Trojans, looking for some room here near the 20-yard line and hit near the 20 and pull down right there. Good special teams work for the Red Elephants to start the third. Kenya Jackson on the stop for Gainesville. 10-0 lead for the Trojans of Peach County as they get set to start on offense, Jeff. And the Red Elephants, you made the point during the review of the Georgia EMC halftime stats that it's decent, good possession for them to play with those kinds of dispersed numbers in the first half if they're ahead, but they're trailing. Taylor on the night, 7 of 9 for 98 yards for the Trojans. First and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Pitch left side. Looking for room at the corner is Johnson. Johnson nailed. May have gotten a yard, not much more.
It's a toss play. They've been running a little bit in the first half. Had Fields and Wiggins out in front of them. Very nice job of knifing in and making the tackle. They've got to stop Richmond because he allows that play action, that bootleg that they're running, the success that they're having in the passing game. That running game is really keeping Gainesville off balance.
Pick up of 1 on the play. Taylor in shotgun. Looking right, fires out in the flats, got a man underneath. Catch is made by Richmond at the corner. Dances the sideline, back into the field of play. Richmond up past the 40-yard line to the 41. Sprague downfield on a stop for the Red Elephant defense.
Just an outlet man, but a big play outlet man for Peach County this year. I think he caught 30 balls going into this game, or regular season that is, for over 17 yards a catch. So when he catches it, he picks some yardage up with it. And he looked more like just an outlet receiver in the flat that time.
Football at the 41 now. First and 10 for the Trojans. In motion. They'll go left side away from that. Kroll with the carry. Cole wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Red Elephants get a good surge there on the run.
Well, that's all Thomas Niles, the nose guard that Good call by Gainesville's defensive staff. They had their line slanting to the strong side of the field. He's trying to get the cutoff block out of Zanders, the center for Peach County, and Niles refuses to be cut off. Makes a nice job of heading to the strong side of the field, making that tackle.
No gain on the play there by the Trojans. From the 41. Bring Miller in motion right side. Now he'll settle that way. Taylor in shotgun. Snap. Rolls it right side. Now dumps it upfield. Kroll with the grab. Kroll works his way near midfield. Nice run after catch by Kroll for the Trojans. Carr on the stop for the Red Elephants. And Luke Kroll with a good job there, squaring up to make a good target for Taylor on the pass.
Well, the play looks similar. It is. It's the same play that Travis Richmond caught, and they just inserted Luke Kroll in there this time and come right back to him, and he does a nice job. We saw his niftiness for that touchdown run. So you got to tighten up on these backs when you get them in that long yardage situation in second down.
Third and less than a yard to go for the Trojan first down. Taylor lost it momentarily, gets caught behind the line of scrimmage. And the Red Elephants send everybody at him. That's a team tackle and a sack there on Patrick Taylor. He lost it coming underneath the center. The play was kind of discombobulated from that.
Yeah, good call, Charles. You're right. They were unbalanced to the right. They were going to go back to the left to Richmond, and he never got the ball cleanly from the snap from Zanders. And big turnaround on a play. Instead of third and short yardage trying to get it, fourth and they're punting.
Evott to kick. Blake Sims stands deep. They're coming at it, but Evott got it away, but that's a sidewinder. It bounces at the 40 and rolls out of bounds near the 37-yard line. Not Evott's best effort of the night, so the Red Elephants will have good field position to start this drive. 10-0 lead for the Trojans over the Red Elephants. We'll step out here. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. We come back inside. Sims looks to his right now. Here comes pressure. He'll run it right side. Bow raises, fires to do it in traffic. The pass goes incomplete. Holt had a chance at it, wasn't able to pull it in. Sims there had a little more real estate there in front of him, Jeff. Thought he was just going to take what he could get at the sideline and be satisfied.
Well, he's had a little struggle throwing the ball on the run tonight, and but he's looking downfield. You can see all the time he's looking downfield trying to make a play. Not much pressure. It's sort of a controlled rush by Peach County. They're dropping a lot.
Rucker on the carry for the Red Elephants. Rucker with about 4 on that pickup.
This is their best field position of the night, Gainesville. They got a defensive stop and open the half, and now they're in their best field position. You take advantage of it.
Rucker 4 carries for 16 yards in the first half. It is a 3rd down and 5 now. Shotgun for Sims. Looking to his right. Pressure in the backfield. Sims backpedaling. Now just fires it up toward the sideline. Just trying to throw it out of bounds, and he got it out of bounds.
Done a real good job of blitz pickup that time. Inside, they got to pick that up.
All of the GHSA Football Championships game will air again next week, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on the GPB Knowledge Channel. Today's Class AAA action will air on Wednesday, December 16th at 8 p.m. Check your local listings for the Knowledge Channel in your area or in the Metro Atlanta area on Comcast Channel 246. Taylor Jones now being summoned on to put it away for the Red Elephants. Darian Howard set to receive for the Trojans. High snap. Jones handles, but he has to hurry the kick. And it goes out of bounds. We will see where they mark this football. Coming back up near field, midfield. Got it at the 40-yard line. Taylor on the ground. Right side looking for room is Richmond. Richmond, and that surge by the Red Elephants pushes him back behind the initial line of scrimmage. And they'll mark him up ahead for about 2 yards on the pickup.
Good job of the 2 inside linebackers. Sprague 34 and A.J. Johnson number 45. That's what you want out of your inside backers. These are the two leading tacklers. You want them scraping to make the outside. You want them shutting down on the inside.
Johnson with 10 tackles in tonight's football game. 7:03 left in it, in the third quarter, that is. It's a second down and 8 for the Trojans. Taylor gives it on the handoff. That's Richmond back to the inside, and Richmond works his way up near the 48-yard line. Dante Carr on a stop for the Red Elephants. Richmond mounting some impressive numbers as this football game continues.
Well, they caught Gainesville in a run blitz. They're bringing 3 backers and all their down linemen, and there's a little natural hole. A lot of times you catch a team blitzing, they take themselves out of the hole, out of the gap, and Richmond does a nice job of finding it.
Third down and 2 now for the Trojans. Got to get it to midfield for the first. Kroll looking for room. Denied by the Red Elephants. That's a good surge defensively. May get the crowd in it from Gainesville. Johnson in on his stop. His 11th tackle.
Yeah, that's all D-line right there, Charles. 69 Niles, the nose guard. 51, I think, was in there that time. Chris Jackson, or it might have been one of the other D linemen. But great penetration, blew that play up.
So Evott now to punt it, and Blake Sims will come back for the return. Getting near the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Score remains 10-0 Peach County. 32-yard field goal by Evott in the first half. Handles a high snap there to get the punt away. Sims will have a run back. Feels it on the fly at the 22. Works it left side. It's got some room at the sideline here. Now Sims steps out of bounds near the 37-yard line. And good field position for the Red Elephant offense to start.
Well, it's a good defensive stop for the team. They're back where they started now on that previous drive, talking about Gainesville.
And you see there on that return why they want the football into the hands of Blake Sims. Sims simply makes people miss. Just has not lived up to his billing at the quarterback spot yet. We'll see with the time remaining in the third and the fourth if he can get on track. Shotgun for Sims. Pressure in the pocket. Firing upfield. Got a man at the sideline. Lofts it high, jump ball, and batted away. Defensive work by intended for Jones downfield, but the good defensive work by the Peach County secondary nullifies that play. Coverage downfield by LeBrandon Johnson, the senior.
Need to shore up that pass pro. Peach County's just rushing 3, and then they're shooting a linebacker. Every now and then they'll just run a linebacker, and nobody has been picking him up.
Second down play, they'll go on the ground this time, up near the 45-yard line. Carry by Tyson Smith. So Smith runs it to the 46. It'll be third down and a short 2 here for the Red Elephants. On the ground, he gives it ahead. They gave it to Smith, and Smith runs it for the first. The Red Elephants try to get some momentum here.
Can we measure this?
Looks like they will. Officials taking a timeout. Red Elephants with 24 region titles. First meeting between these two teams ever.
Well, we heard Coach Miller at halftime, though, after the half, when John was interviewing, we need to make some big plays. That's what they're trying to do with their passing game. They're not content maybe to kind of move it down the field little by little. A little bit this way. This drive here has been a little bit of that, but they've been going for that big play every series, trying to make that big play.
They come up just a bit short on that third down effort, so that's going to make it fourth down. And less than a yard for the Red Elephant offense. Pitch level just raised itself here in the dome. Snap. On the ground, straight ahead. Smith with the first down run. Eagles right side. He lost the football, but it looks like it comes clear to one of the wideouts downfield. It was Lorenz with the heads-up play to dive on the football, and actually the Red Elephants, they'll mark him down at the point that he got the first down carry, said that he was down.
And a little tackle trap in there. They pull their guard trap, Couch. Nice job of splitting that seam.
It was Rucker on the first down run, and it'll be Rucker again on this carry. Works it inside the 45, down to the 44.5. We go to under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. It's been slow and steady progress, but the Red Elephants are moving the football. 2nd and 8. Upfield. Pass going to be picked off. Threw it downfield, and Jontavius Davis there for the interception for the Trojans. Sims was looking downfield, got 2 flags coming in on the surface near the 20. Had plenty of time. He just threw it high. Didn't really see a receiver in that route, Jeff.
No, this is a time when he has time to throw. They've been running the linebacker through on a blitz. He gets a great blitz pickup from Teron Rucker.
Personal foul on the return, first down.
And to add insult to injury after the interception by Davis, personal assessment going against the Trojans.
He's usually very accurate. Only 6 interceptions on the year. This is an errant throw, though.
Threw it high on that play, and Davis picks it off. 9th interception of the season for Jontavius Davis, the junior. His Trojans now have the football near the 48-yard line. 3:35 left in the third quarter. Taylor under center. Short drop. Now he'll take a second drop. Fires upfield, squaring nicely. With the catch is William Howard for the Trojans. Howard near the 46-yard line.
Most of this passing attack by Peach County is of a short nature. He's only taking a short drop, like you mentioned, Charles. They've hit the slant 2 or 3 times tonight. They've hit these little hooks and curls by different people. This time it's Howard coming in motion as a wingback, settling down just 5 yards over the line of scrimmage, making the catch.
2nd down and 4 for the Trojans now.
Very safe passing.
Taylor shows shotgun. 3 receivers, bottom of the screen. Surveys, fires to the middle of the field. Catch is made there. And spinning ahead with the grab, it's Isaiah Miller. And Miller with a first down catch for the Trojans.
Travis Richmond sort of flares out. He draws A.J. Johnson out. A lot of room in the middle of the field. Good protection, good completion.
Miller with the first down pickup to the 32. Taylor showing a lot of patience on that pass route, or the pass, that is.
Yeah, that was pure drop back. Very nicely done.
1st and 10. Trojans trying to take advantage of an interception of quarterback Blake Sims. Timeout taken on the field. This one taken by the Trojans of Peach County. They enjoy the 10-0 lead over the Red Elephants. The Red Elephants really had something going on that drive there, Jeff. The pass by Sims with the interception really taking them out of it.
Well, you know, they seem to sort of back to the run game a little bit, pecking away with their run game, and they tried to one big pass the series before. It was incomplete to Jones, I think, way down on the other side. This time they tried to pass over the middle. He had time. Just sort of an errant pass.
Timeout situation. Red Elephants with 3 remaining. Peach County with 2.
Usually if you got a linebacker, you're playing at 34 and they're going to vacate the middle of the linebacker. It's going to take a little while for safety or somebody to get in to cover the middle of the field. You think with as much blitz as Peach County's been giving them that they would have a little room there to throw it in the middle of the field. They've just been unsuccessful with it.
Now after the timeout, Trojans with a 1st and 10. They get back onto the playing suffers from the 32-yard line of the Red Elephants. Taylor shotgun. Gives it on the inside. Johnson with the carry. Johnson down near the 21-yard line. It's exploding up the middle, close to the first down marker.
Good run by Owens that time. He's limping off the field a little bit. Might have hurt his ankle.
Close to the first down mark, about a half-yard shy. As you take a look at Johnson, LeBrandon Johnson at the Trojan sideline. Hobbled after that carry. They'll say it's a first down pickup for the Trojans after Johnson's run. So 1st and 10 from the 21. Pitch, left side. It's Richmond with the football. Richmond cuts it upfield inside of the 20, down near the 17, as Tevin Yarbrough makes the stop for the Red Elephants. This time, good student body left for the Trojans.
Well, they don't quite get it this time. It's 64 and 68 out in front. That's Wiggins and Joe Rucker, and they just don't get maybe a really good solid stick and stay. So Richmond is sort of stretching it out.
2nd down and 8 after the carry by Richmond left side. Taylor, spread draw right side. On the inside is Richmond. A flag tossed in from the side as Richmond gets bounced, but he works his way up near the 13-yard line.
Holding. The offender will remain anonymous. We only name those in college and pro. Not the high school.
It will go against the Trojans.
You know, I had to learn that the very first year. I did the first year of the Georgia Tech game. I'm used to calling holding the guy, and they said, no, don't. You can't mention that fellow's name. Well, I wasn't trying to embarrass him, but you know.
What is it that you say? They got plenty of time to be named later on, right?
Yeah. You got to take ownership to all your plays, though, as a football player. It's your play.
Less than a minute remains here in the 3rd quarter. Peach County pushed back to the 29-yard line where they face a 2nd down and 19. Taylor rolls left side, raises, fires, throws it high. Is intended again for Howard.
Just a little quick short sprint. Good job by Stowe. A lot of times they don't bring their ends. This is a Stowe playing that 34 defensive end, laying back a little bit and got in the passing lane, forced him to throw it high.
Make it 3rd and 19 now for the Trojans. 39 seconds left in the 3rd. Tight slot to the right of Taylor. He will roll that way. Raises, fires, got a man squaring at the 12, but he threw it too high. It was intended for Miller. But Miller not able to get up high enough to pull it in.
Boy, this is a nice, they flood that zone. I mean, they get everybody down there. Lamar Zanders, Richmond's down there, Taylor's down there.
So Evott now coming on, showing they will try a 46-yard field goal here, Jeff. He's hit from 32 already in the first half. Zanders will hold. Evott from 46. Got it airborne. Did he get enough of it? Pushes it left. Think he had enough distance on it, but it tailed off on him to the left-hand side.
Didn't account for the wind here in the dome.
So from 46 yards away, Evott not able to convert. The score remains 10-0. Trojans with the lead. But the Elephants can breathe a sigh of relief as they take the football over from the 20-yard line.
Well, you're right. They haven't put it together, but they're only 2 plays away from tying this ball game up.
Sims showing shotgun. He will keep it himself, working it right side. Still on his feet, now runs out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Nice ball fake by Blake Sims and a good run. Pick up about 5 on that play for the quarterback.
He's done everything for this Gainesville team this year. You just have to put the ball in his hands, and he's going to have to make some plays. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on the young man, but heck, he was, 2008 AAA Player of the Year. So, I mean, he's used to carrying teams.
They'll throw it out in the flats. On the run with the catch is Smith. Smith at the corner. Smith still on his feet, spins his way. Correction, Rucker on the reception for the Red Elephants, and Rucker runs it up near the 38-yard line.
Well, this is a little bit of that hurry-up offense. You're not being able to maybe adjust as quick as you want defensively.
That was a quick hitting play. Final play of the third quarter. Sims looks right, fires right. Pass goes incomplete, intended for Jones out in the flats, just off his fingertips. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. It's a 10-0 lead for the Trojans of Peach County over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. As we get set to start the fourth, we offer up a symbolic symbol of 4 to start the fourth quarter. And we offer that in tradition and in honor of Michael Grimes, who was a statistician with us for a number of years here on our broadcast of these football games. Over the season past this last year, we've all lost Michael Grimes. And we just want to send our condolences out to his family. And he is sorely missed here as a part of our GPB family. We go back to live action now on the football field. It was Smith with the carry for the Red Elephants. And Renard Williams on the stop there for the Trojans of Peach County. Fourth quarter we go, Trojans leading at 10-0 over the Red Elephants. Third down play now. Throwback pass. Catch is made by Jones. Jones behind the line of scrimmage. Good surge by the Trojans. They chase him out of bounds. May have gotten it back to the initial line of scrimmage, but that's a good defensive play for Peach County.
Well, it's a great effort by Jones because he doesn't get the solid block that he was looking for. I think it was Michael Lawrence out there. I'm not sure. He just did not get a really solid enough block on number 7 for Brendan LaJohnson, the DB. So he makes a nice effort.
So Jones now set to punt it away. It'll be Darian Howard standing deep for the Trojans of Peach County.
Peach County is really taking the run away from Gainesville right now. It's got to be all Blake Sims, I think, on offense.
The end of the third quarter, time of possession, 22 minutes plus for the Trojans. Punt was tipped at the line of scrimmage, partially blocked by Kelsey Lewis. Kelsey Lewis for the Trojans, so they will have good field position, the Trojans of Peach County, with the football. They were getting, you mentioned it, that they've been getting pressure all game long, Jeff, on the punt. And there, they got a piece of that one. So the football marked out at the 45-yard line on the Red Elephant side of the field.
And then I'll give Gainesville credit, though, the second half. They have slowed that run down. Richmond has not hurt them so far in the second half. And they've done a pretty good job containing that run, not letting Peach County make that a long drive. A couple of errors by Peach County, the bad snap and the holding penalty set them back.
1st and 10. On the ground. This is Richmond. Richmond hit behind the line of scrimmage. Red Elephants say they have a turnover. See if the officials agree. They're waving it. They're going to give the football to the Red Elephants.
Sprague and Sanabria, the two linebackers. Sanabria, the outside, Sprague inside. We mentioned Charles in the pregame show. Come up and wrap him up and sort of strip the ball from him. It's a break that they're looking for this break. I mean, the short field is what they've been wanting. Nice job by Sprague and Sanabria. They've done a good job containing the run in the second half.
Yarborough covers it for the Red Elephants. Sprague rips it loose. 1st and 10 now for the Red Elephants. Can they capitalize? Sims rolls left side, raises, heaves downfield. He's got a man behind the coverage. It's Jones. Jones with the grab. It's a touchdown. Red Elephants.
Oh, the big play that Coach Miller talked about. Busted coverage here. I think rolling to the left drew all the coverage over, and they forgot all about Jones streaking down there. He's a big play receiver. We had Derek Rogers last night. Jones averages 17.5 yards a catch himself.
49-yard touchdown strike from Blake Sims to Taylor Jones. Now with the point after attempt, and that one fails. Reed Almond with the attempt, but he didn't get it through the uprights.
Did your ball get tipped or not? It came out of there kind of funny, and once again, it looked like a little bit of pressure. I don't know if he got a hand on it or not.
Sims on the slight roll left side, and Jones getting behind the coverage. Johnson tried to catch up on the screen, but he was 5 yards back from Jones. And Taylor Jones with the touchdown grab. 49-yard effort, just that quickly. Red Elephants strike after the turnover by the Trojans. So the Red Elephants right back into this football game. 49-yard catch for the touchdown by Taylor Jones, the senior.
Well, we talked a little bit about it. You're 10-0. It's been a 10-0 game for a long time. You're only 2 plays down, and there's one of those plays, and it's a big one. But that's that's how coaches coach them. Hey, we're not out of this, guys. We just need to make a play or two. Coach Miller talked about it. They made the big play there. Now Peach County, important for them to respond. Their run game has been a little bit stifled here in the second half, and that's by mistakes.
Chicago
penalty. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Perez set to kick it. Deep kick by Perez over the head of Zanders. Trojans out from the 20. The entourage from Gainesville awfully loud here in the Georgia Dome. That play has gotten them back in at the 49-yard touchdown strike. We'll see how the defense responds now. Trojans had their lead cut into. We'll see how that affects their offensive play as well. 10-6 lead, Peach County over the Red Elephants. Winner, your 3A AAA champs in the state of Georgia. Trojans winners in 2006 and 2005. Looking for the third. Taylor, shotgun. Right side, fires. Route was read at the corner. Pass goes incomplete. He was trying to get it to Richmond. Owens with the good defensive coverage. We saw Owens with an NFL-style play early in the first half. Another good effort there by Justin Owens.
Does a nice job. This is a little flare route, little flat route that they've thrown to Richmond for a big gain earlier in the third quarter. Also to Luke Kroll. This time you see that Gainesville has made a little defensive adjustment. Owens is right there.
Owens 5'11", 195. Second down and 10 now. Taylor going to settle under center. On the ground, he gives it to Kroll. Kroll met, but he fights off the would-be tackler, fights ahead for maybe 3 on the carry for Peach County. Luke Kroll just so strong. At the point of contact, that's not enough to bring him down.
He does a nice job maybe churning his legs just to keep that a positive yardage. A.J. Johnson flowing and going on the backside. He's not overreaching it. Plays it nicely from the backside. He's there for the cutback.
Johnson racking up the tackles for the Red Elephant defense. Made the stop on Kroll. Third down, 7 now for Peach County. Crowd loud here in the Georgia Dome. They have disheveled the Trojans. They're forced to take a timeout. 10-6 lead for the Trojans over the Red Elephants. Trojans got to settle down a bit here. We'll step out. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB. Fumble on the play. They tangle it up. We'll see who's got it. Red Elephants had a clear shot at it, but it's recovered by Telvin Zanders, the senior for the Trojans. Boy, that would have been big, Jeff.
That would have been huge down that close inside the 20. Nice play by Stowe. Taylor Stowe, the right defensive end. He's flowing to the outside. He's keeping the tackle, backside leverage, and he's the one who makes the stop and knocks the ball loose of Patrick Taylor.
So Evott now will have to kick it, Jeff. Sims stands at midfield. They can get a good return here. Red Elephants will be in good position. It'll be a short kick. Fair catch called for by Sims. He comes up near the 44-yard line to make the grab, so the Red Elephants will start this drive on the Trojan side of the field.
Well, it's taken most of the game. It took them the whole first half to get field position. They didn't have in the first half, talking about Gainesville, but they've been able to get it here in the second half.
The line of scrimmage will be the 43-yard line. We're at 9 minutes, 12 seconds left in this AAA championship ball game. Sims, shotgun. 3 receivers, top of your screen. He rolls that way. Now throws back on the comeback route. Jones with the catch. Wrapped up immediately, but the second effort by Jones, and he'll take it up to the 40-yard line.
It's a nice job by Kroll. He plays defense also. He's one of the short side linebackers, and he's just sitting down in that zone and makes a nice job of wrapping up Jones, at least slowing him down from making a big gain till help comes.
Sims with 120 yards in the air. Left side, they're going to option play. Sims turns the corner himself. Slides out of bounds close to the first down marker. Hall shoved him out. It will depend on the mark.
He's only going to get credit for about, what, 7 or 8 yards, but he's 10 yards off the sideline. He's over the bench, and he's almost to the wall. Now, that is alertness. Nice job by Blake Sims.
Third down and a yard to go now. They'll keep it on the ground. Right side, fighting ahead on second effort. Smith may have gotten it after that second surge. Tyson Smith and right side with the carry. Got hit initially at the line of scrimmage. Fought hard, knew where he needed to get for the first. And that second effort push there was enough to get it. Knocked his helmet clean off his head as well.
Oh, that's Luke Kroll. It's Ryan Bowman. Two backers coming up, and they do put a lick on. Great effort to get the first.
First down play now. Sims trying to set a screen right side in traffic. They're lucky that one wasn't picked off. But Brandon Johnson able to knock it down for the Trojans. They try to set the screen right side, but all kinds of traffic over there.
Yeah, this is a good call because they're blitzing. Kroll's going to be on the blitz, and this is a nice call to screen against the blitz, but good cover up. And I think they forced it. Kroll's effort sort of forced the ball a little bit early, Charles.
Sims on a second down effort. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Now he dumps it out of the flats and throws it incomplete, trying to get it out to Taylor Jones. So that'll bring up a third down now for the Red Elephants.
Well, it's a nice job of sidestepping Griggs's blitz, but set your feet, Blake. Set your feet, and you might have a big play. Jones is out on the sideline. There's nobody out there with him. Threw it on the run again. He's having a little trouble with throwing on the run tonight.
Third down and a full 10 for the Red Elephants. Shotgun. In motion comes Jones. They throw it up the middle of the field. Catch is made by Smith, but in traffic, and Smith down near the 27-yard line. So under 8 minutes remaining. It'll be fourth down and 5 for the Red Elephant offense.
Here's where you make your mark as an offensive coordinator. 4th and 5. What's your 4th and 5 play?
They start with 3 receivers to the right. Sims looks that way. Now he'll try to run it short side of the field. Has to reverse, fires it, and throws it. Interception by Kroll. Luke Kroll with the pickoff for the Trojans. Kroll at the 45. Now turns the Jets on. Kroll slides down at the 30-yard line. Wow, oh wow, what a big play there by that Trojan defense.
Huge. He's got time. He's moving around, as he does very well, Blake Sims, but he sees Lawrence, I think, in the middle of the field and sort of babies the ball to him, just sort of tries to drop it over the coverage. And Kroll comes up with just a huge interception.
Sims backpedaling, couldn't get enough on it. Luke Kroll right there to pick it off. And running down the sidelines, Kroll got it down to the 30. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Momentum switching right back down to the Trojans on the offense. Taylor under center. Gives it on the carry. That's Richmond. Richmond to the 25-yard line. Kroll with his first interception of the season. And that was a big one there for the Trojans. 6 tackles on the night to go along with that 1 interception. Kroll offensively scored from 9 yards away as well. 2nd and 5 for Peach County. Taylor, short drop whistles at the line of scrimmage.
Usually motion then.
It will be motion against the Trojans.
If they're going to try to go to that little short slant that they had success in the first half.
False start on the offense. Repeat second down.
So that will push them back to the 30-yard line. .6:29 and the clock running here in the fourth quarter in this AAA championship football game. 2nd and 10 for Peach County. Down at the 30 of the Red Elephants. Short drop. Here comes the pressure by Gainesville. They'll get the sack on Taylor back near the 39-yard line. Sprague leading the charge for the Red Elephants. Sprague has had a phenomenal game defensively for Gainesville.
Well, he was looking for Zanders again. He had man coverage out here on the weak side right in front of Peach County bench. And I don't think he was expecting the blitz because he had just a short drop and Gainesville was bringing everybody. You know, they were bringing all their linebackers. They wanted to make a play. They want to have some impact, knock them out of any kind of field goal range. And the clock has stopped a little bit if it had been incomplete.
Sprague with a 6th tackle on the night. 1 sack. 3rd down at 18 now. Taylor rolls, now going to do a throwback. Short side of the field. Catch by Mathis. Mathis works his way inside of the 30. Knocked down near the 26-yard line. Simmons with the stick for the Red Elephants. That'll be short of the first down marker. They get 4th and 6 for the Trojans.
Did all he could just to get that ball off. Very accurate by Patrick Taylor because he was under duress. Nice play, nice call.
Taylor back into the Trojan huddle. They face a 4th down and 6. No indication yet that they're going to go field goal. See if they may be able to get the Red Elephants to jump off with a long snap count. We'll see.
I think you go stretch wide side of the field. See if Richmond can get it for you.
4th down play. Taylor, quick hit pass, batted at the line of scrimmage, but the catch made nonetheless. The catch was made by Miller. He kept his concentration as the ball was tapped in the air and goes inside of the 20-yard line. That's the first down and a huge one for the Trojans of Peach County.
Oh, what a gutsy call on a 4th down like this. And then just a great play.
Santabria got a hand on it.
Santabria, the outside linebacker, getting a hand up, but just great concentration to get that ball by Isaiah Miller.
Miller with a big-time play there for Peach County. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Down at the 17 now of the Red Elephants. Timeout taken on the field. This one taken by Peach County.
I'll tell you, I like this. You know, he's used all his timeouts, and everybody say, "Well, it's a one-play game here or something." But I think this is about the 3rd time this half that he had to be sure that they were in the right play at the right time.
While we have a break, we caught up with Coach Chad Campbell earlier in the week, and this is what he likes about the profession of coaching.
Well, you know, when we get these kids as 9th graders, the best part of coaching me is watching them develop from a young man to be a man. And, you know, we like to see them progress from the 9th grade on. And coaching's, it's not all about wins and losses. It's how you develop young men. And that's my biggest joy about coaching is watching kids grow up and, you know, not to be just good football players, to be good citizens in life. And, you know, that's what we stress to our young men. You know, of course, we want them to be successful. We wouldn't be where we're at today if we weren't successful on the football field, but we want them to see them become better men when they graduate and come back and tell us how they're doing.
After this, the back to live action after the timeout. On the ground, left side, Johnson looking for some room. Johnson stretches it, and he's knocked out of bounds near the 2-yard line. Carr knocked him out. Tough run by LeBrandon Johnson, left side. That's a first down pickup. It'll be 1st and goal to go now for the Trojans of Peach County.
LeBrandon Johnson does it all too. Plays DB, plays tailback. This play is designed to go to the right. He sees something back to the left, and it's there. Nice speed.
Trojans now trying to build on the lead. First and goal to go. Kroll lost the football, has to dive on it near the 7-yard line. That was somewhere, Jeff, between a pitch and a handoff.
Well, it's an unusual. You don't see the T formation. 3 backs. We'd have to go back a ways to find that formation being run much, but maybe the timing just wasn't there between Taylor and Kroll.
Gainesville.
Timeout taken by the Red Elephants of Gainesville. 3:28 left in the football game.
That would have been a huge turnover.
Yeah.
That would have been gigantic.
We talked to Coach Miller as well about his thoughts about what he likes about this profession as well. And here's Coach Miller.
Well, I look at coaching as it's a mission field. You know, I felt like a long time ago God had put me into coaching. It's a mission field to try to develop young men, try to work with them, just working with the kids. You know, I've been in this thing 36 years, and they just keep me. They keep me going. They keep me. I don't feel like I'm as old as I am. They tell me I'm that old, but I don't feel like it. But the kids are just absolutely great. The association with the coaches, not just coaches at our school, but coaches at other schools, and just the competition is so much fun. But again, I look at it as a mission field, and that's where God has put me.
Back to live action on the ground now. Squirming ahead is Richmond, looking for room on the inside. Niles makes the stop for the Red Elephants. That'll make it 3rd and goal to go now. Football resting near the 7-yard line.
Timeout. Gainesville. Their second.
Red Elephants take another timeout with 3:15 left in the football game. Peach County with a 10-6 lead. Red Elephants with 1 timeout remaining. Peach County has exhausted all of theirs, Jeff.
Well, I think Coach Miller felt like maybe he had to right now. The clock is slipping away on you. If they can make a 3rd down stop here, even then they might want to use the timeout and force a field goal. That would only put them a touchdown behind. They'd get another chance with the ball with still enough time for a big play team like themselves to go down and score. So he hung on to his timeouts, and it might just work out well for him, at least timeout-wise.
Peach County with a 10-6 lead, so Gainesville, assuming that at least if they stop him here, they force him to kick the field goal, they would need to get that touchdown anyway. The Red Elephants.
But you're not sure, you know, you're just not sure what Coach Coach Campbell's going to do. He might want to just keep running clock and go for it on 4th.
3rd down and 7. Or go 3rd and goal to go from the 7 now. Taylor, sprint ball left side. Argel Reyes fakes it. Had a pass route on the right side, but Santabria able to get up and knock this one down. It was a good ball fake by Taylor. And rolled it right side, but he threw it right in front of Santabria, who knocked it to the ground.
Santabria's been on some plays tonight. He has made some plays. We mentioned Sprague, of course, and A.J. Johnson, the 2 leading tacklers, but he's been a force a little bit for Gainesville tonight. They are going to go for the field goal.
So Evott will come on. They'll put it down right at the 15. This will be a 25-yard effort. He's connected from 32 with the kick. Evott, he's good for the Trojans. 3:04 left in the football game. Peach County extends their lead now 13-6 over the Red Elephants. The Red Elephants will have to take it the distance, Jeff.
A lot of time.
Extend the lead now.
A lot of time left in this game.
Trojans to kick it. Sibbs stands deep. They'll kick it with the pooch away from him. It'll come down and be fair caught by one of the up men for the Red Elephants. That's Jones with the grab. So the field position is good for the Red Elephants to start this drive with 3:04 left in the football game.
Well, I guess they were going to risk Blake getting that ball. He's returned a kickoff return in the playoffs, I think, for 94 yards. So Blake Sims. They did not want him to have his hands on it. That's why they went with a pooch.
Sims will start at the quarterback position in shotgun set. Slots to his left. Jones slots the line right side. Taylor with Sims with pressure in the backfield. Rolling toward the sideline. He'll have to step out. Steps out behind the line of scrimmage. The coverage downfield by the Trojan secondary is good.
Most of the game, they've been sending the inside linebacker, talking about Peach County. Now in this last quarter, they've been sending the outside linebacker, Cassius Hall. They've made a little change in how they want to rush 4. They don't want to just rush 3. They want to try to get him out of any kind of comfortability back there. And now it's coming from the outside, the pressure.
Got it back to the loss of about 4 on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 14. We're under 3 minutes remaining. Ready to throw back to Jones. Jones trying to get it to a man downfield. This one's going to be intercepted. It was ran at the sideline, and the Pickman coming by Jontavis Davis. That's his second in the second half of football. And that's just as big as the first.
Boy, he was waiting on that, Charles. I mean, he's right where he was taught to be. He's not going to honor the bubble screen. He's keeping his eye on Jones slipping down the field. What a great leaping interception.
He ran it well and had to go airborne to really get it. Davis, the junior, with his second pick of the night. Gives it back to the Trojan offense. Trojans, sustained drive here, can run the clock out. Behind the line of scrimmage with the carry is Richmond. And he'll be down behind the line by A.J. Johnson. So a loss of about 1 on that play.
Timeout, Gainesville. It's the 3rd and final. Timeout.
So Coach Miller burns that final timeout that the Red Elephants had. So each team without timeouts now. Trojans, they could stick in a couple of first downs here, Jeff. They could come away with their 3rd state title in this decade.
Or keep that south and north thing going, too. Although I think of Peach County more mid-state. Maybe
well, ask me about it.
South Georgia.
I have to drive it every day. It seems more like south to me.
Well, it's a great rivalry in here. Great high school football. A wonderful Friday night anytime. I remember my children growing up. And every once in a while they get me to hold the sticks over at Roswell High. What a great vantage point down in the field to watch the young players compete.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. It's nothing like watching it at field level.
Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, you get spoiled. That is a front row seat.
Final timeout taken by the Red Elephants. Football at midfield. Trojans, they have the football in their hands and the win as well. If they can convert on some plays here, but behind the line of scrimmage, Richmond gets bottled up. They're just trying to get the clock going here, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down for Peach County.
I think I'd be content just to keep running it, though. And maybe then
we'll have to give it back to them if that's your strategy, though.
Yeah, they don't have any timeouts, so they can't call a timeout on the 4th down punt to use up clock there. But they'll give it back to them one time, but no timeouts and maybe deep in their territory.
3rd down and 13 for the Trojans. Leading by 7. Under 2 minutes remaining. Taylor, they go sprint draw left side, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage again. Good defensive work. It was Richmond on the carry. As they unpile it, Santa Bria coming up from under that pile as well for the Red Elephants. So that'll push it to 4th down at 1:29 and clock running left in this football game.
Yeah, I can see where A.J. Johnson is in on that tackle also. We've seen Sprague tonight, but Santa Bria has done a nice job also. All 3 of those linebackers, you can see now where their tackle totals are.
Evott on to kick it away for the Trojans as we approach a minute left in the football game. Sims stands at the 30.
2 punt returns on the year for Blake Sims.
They're coming after it. High kick by Evott, short one. And it takes a roll back upfield near the 34-yard line. They'll put it at the 35. So with 50 seconds remaining, Blake Sims already tossed 2 interceptions in this football game. See if he can overcome that for the Red Elephants of Gainesville. Try to push this football downfield.
Usually you like to see him run the outs, and so the receiver can get out of bounds. Maybe you might take a chance once in the middle of the field, but you know, you lose a lot of time between that play, first to develop, and then the next play. So let's see if they try to work it down the field to get themselves into position for a touchdown throw.
The Red Elephants need the touchdown and the point after to at least tie it. 2 to win. Sims surveys. Got time. Fires middle of the field. Taylor Jones on the crossing route. Grabs it at the 45-yard line. They will hold the clocks until the chain crew catches up, and then they'll start it.
Only rushing 3, dropping 8. A lot of time. Good protection.
Shotgun. Snap. Jones got a man behind the coverage. He wasn't looking, though. Downfield, Lorenz had gotten some separation, but did not turn around looking for the football. Pass goes incomplete. Not sure what Lorenz had in mind there.
No, it looked like he was looking at the coverage rather than maybe running this route full out. Only used 14 seconds, though.
36 seconds left in the football game. Red Elephants looking for a miracle. Sims surveys, fires downfield. Jones stretches out for the catch at the sidelines. Cool. Down to the 21-yard line they go, Jeff. They move the chain, stopping the clock at 29 seconds.
Going to have to double up a little bit on Jones. He's his favorite receiver. He's their big play receiver, averaging 20 a catch.
Snap. Sims. He's got some room up the middle. Now thought better of it and stopped, gets sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Luke Kroll in on the play for the Trojans of Peach County.
Got to hurry back. Got to hurry back on your line of scrimmage. Your side of the line of scrimmage. Come on.
It's at 10. They try to get a man off the playing surface. They finally do. Final play of the football game. Sims surveys. Going to the end zone. Got a man there. Touchdown! Lorenz on the touchdown grab for the Red Elephants.
Unbelievable. The final play. What unbelievable throw. A simple little straight route by the tight end. They're too deep. They want to protect the end zone, but you're a little too deep. Unbelievable.
My, oh my. Lorenz wasn't looking on the previous play when they had him open downfield. But this time, he's all eyes and all hands, and he makes the grab for the Red Elephant touchdown.
Great throw. Nice catch.
Now.
Just a little too loose, the defense. Prevent. A little too loose prevent.
Question of the day. Do the Red Elephants go for 2 here for the win? Or do they try to go into extra play?
They want the win.
They're going for 2. The crowd will let you know. Sims, shotgun, snap, fires, end zone, batted away. Kroll knocked it down, and the Trojans win the 3A title. Absolutely incredible scene here inside the Georgia Dome. Trojans bend, but they don't break. They win it 13-12 over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. The Trojans of Peach County, your 2009 GHSA Class AAA champs. John Nelson standing by with a winner. Coach John.
Talk about that ending, Coach Campbell.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I reckon that's what it's supposed to come down to right there, ain't it? 2 14-0 teams going down to the last second. They made a big play there at the end, and we just made the big play at the end to seal it.
How does it feel to have another state championship heading back to Fort Valley?
And there ain't no feeling to describe this. Something we've worked hard for all year. Kids have been busting
hump since January, and they deserve it. They've had that no-quit attitude all year, and they just refuse to lose. And it's just a testament to our kids and coaching staff.
Defense came up big the entire game, especially on that last play, but everything leading up to it.
Yeah, he played tremendous. Luke Kroll had a big interception, kind of put us down there to get that field goal, and they played tremendous all year. And he stepped up and made plays when they had to, and that's kind of been what's happening all year. And I can't say anything else.
All right, appreciate your time. Thanks, Coach Campbell. Fort Valley gets another state championship, Charles.
They win it 13-12 over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. We'll step out here. You're watching the 2009 GHSA Football Championships on GPB.